Yeah.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Rock Fantasy Files Rank and File Edition. I'm your host, James, and we got Christian here from Connecticut. We got Ovi from Norway. And tonight, we're going to talk about and discuss the albums and the discography of the Mighty Testament. This was a very fun assignment. I found that there are absolutely no clunkers and no bad records in this catalog. And this was really fun to go back and especially listen to some of the ones that I don't reach for very much. So yeah, of course, let's give a little history, I guess. Testament is an 80s thrash metal band, San Francisco. Started off as The Legacy
Hmm.
with Steve Souza as the vocalist. And eventually he took off, as it seems like he does from time to time after being in a band
Hmm.
for a little bit. And they got the mighty Chuck Billy on vocals, and that's the Testament we all know and love. 12 studio albums. We had 2 weeks to listen to and decide where they're going to go in our ranking. So, I am going to start with Ovi, and we're going to
Yeah.
go around once and give our 12 to 7 and then come back around again and give our 6 to 1.
Yeah.
Oh, Ovi, kick us off. 12 to 7.
Yeah. So this has been a fun assignment. It's been, I know, mixed with a lot of emotions because Testament has been with me since it was one of the first four metal CDs I did buy on my own back in '94 when I became 13. So I was 12, I think, I guess, at the time. Um, so yeah, they have been. It's kind of like they are kind of like the beginning of metal for me because all the four or three of those CDs were thrash metal and one was groove, and it's like it's funny how your first metal albums you buy becomes like a blueprint of who you are in musical taste later. So this was a really nice assignment. I'm gonna start at 12, which is gonna be their latest album before the new one comes out now in a couple of months. It's titled Titan of Creation. Um, I don't know, maybe if it's probably because it's the album I've listened the least to because it's the last album and stuff, but it didn't have I didn't have the same vibes that I'm used in Testament, I guess. So it just has to be put somewhere. The songs I liked though was False Prophet, Curse of Osiris, and Ishtar Gates, I think. The same goes for Brotherhood of the Snake. I found out these two last albums was it's made the same um, lineup, I think.
Yes.
So it's I don't know. It seems like they have when there's always a change of a lineup in a band, it's always either it works really well or it's because they are all great musicians. It's like because Steve Diageo on bass and Gene Machine Holden on drums and stuff. But sometimes it helps to have, I feel, some members that aren't the greatest musicians because they seem to have perhaps a better writing ability than playing ability sometimes.
Yeah, that's
Um,
fair.
so, Brother of the Snake, I like Neptune Spear, Kana Business, and the number game. Now, number 10 for me is going to be something probably everybody else is going to move higher up. It's The Gathering. I like True Believer, Riding the Snake, Shut Eyes. Yep. Got Dave Lombardo on drums, I believe,
Oh, yeah.
and James Murphy on guitar.
That's right.
But he had some kind of a incident right after, like cancer or a tumor on his brain, so he doesn't remember recording this album, I believe.
Oh, wow. Huh. Yeah, that's a little factoid that had not been previously known to me.
I was reading about albums while I was listening to them because Demonic is one of the albums I haven't listened a lot to because it's out of the period that I listened to them. I had like it was in 2000, and in 2000 I kind of had, because when you're young, you're from 13 to 18, you move through the phases pretty fast. Things catch on really fast. You're like more susceptible to like newer things. And I think at that time I was probably into Jimi Hendrix, and I was into more like Johnny Lee Roth, John Roth from Scorpions, and kind of like in my guitar phase, I think. Um, as in the classical guys. Um, number no, number 9 is going to be Dark Roots of the Earth. Cold Embrace. I really liked this album, was really good. I remember it because I bought it when it came out. Because it was kind of, yeah, it's just the album after Foundation of Damnation, I think. And it's like
That's right.
it's kind of the rebirth of Testament. They kind of changed gear, changed the engine, and kind of just uh I guess speed up things a bit. Um uh and Torn of Thorns, yes. It has an extended cut too, I believe, on the special edition. It was a really good song. But the last stand for Independence, the last track, that was really nice. A really good
Yes.
bass and really good guitar and really cool vocals from Chuck. Number 8 is gonna be an album I didn't like. I remember when it came out. I thought it was like, what is this? This is nothing like they are supposed to be. And that's 1997's Demonic. Now I listen to it like almost 30 years later, and it's so good. I don't understand what I was doing back in '97 because this is so good. This album was like it blew me out of the water. I was like I was sure it's gonna be on the bottom feed, but nope. This was one of the pleasant surprise of doing this ranking because holy shit, this album is good. The guitar solos and everything is just nice. Does this have Murphy on guitar too? No.
That is a
I think it's
good
just Eric Peterson. There's not really like
question.
there really isn't any like lead guitar on it.
Yeah, there's really no solos on it.
Or no solo, yeah.
Yeah, it's just Eric Peterson.
All right, all right. The songs I like Distorted Lives 10,000 times, and the coolest track was actually a shorter song called John Doe.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
good too.
So I believe that's. Well, I was going to go to 7, was it?
Yeah, 12-7.
Yep. My number 7 is going to be the third album they were pushed kind of in the studio to record kind of past, I believe, and that's Souls of Black. Um, uh, Absence of Light, One Man's Fate, and I think my favorite one is 7 Days of May. Love the artwork though. The artwork is exquisite. The
Yeah, the
only thing I
artwork's
don't,
awesome.
only thing I don't like about it is the new logo.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I guess it's a kind of a new logo. It doesn't look all 3D-ish like it did in the past, but
Right?
it's still basically the Testament logo. But yeah, I
Yeah,
love the artwork. It's creepy and ominous.
it's the
Yeah.
same one they have now, isn't it?
Um,
Or
where's
it's
the newest
molded from
one?
that one.
Nah, the artwork
Oh yeah, that
on
goes back. Nice,
it goes back to the 3D one, yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
So that's my 12 to 7.
Nice. Very good ranking, Ovi.
Thank you, thank you.
Christian, what do you got? 12-7.
12 to 7. So my ranking is going to be a little bit different than what Ovi's
Yes,
so far.
nice.
But
Cool.
you know what? This is just one of those. I kind of had the feeling like, I bet we're all gonna have like different picks all over the place with this one because, like you're saying before, they really don't have an album. There's really no stinkers in this catalog.
No, 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 no.
Not at all. It's kind of funny. Like I really didn't start getting into. I didn't get into Testament like when I was first getting into metal. Surprisingly, um, I mean, because a lot of the bands I was like Metallica, Megadeth, Slayer, it's like they're right, that realm of thrash, but I never really heard any of their songs or anything until much later. So my ranking of the albums, it's gonna be all over the place as far as older, newer, and everything. So my number 12, um, and this is one that probably ranks higher with some people, is actually going to be Souls of Black. Um, I I do really like this album, but I don't. The songs don't grab me as much as some of the other records. I think my favorite songs in this one are Malpractice and
Mhm.
The Legacy.
Yep.
Face in the Sky, the title track Love to Hate, and Falling Fast are also some pretty good songs off of this one.
Yeah, the album is kind of, um, not to be rude, but it's one of their more one-dimensional albums. It doesn't have that typical Testament vibe to it. It doesn't have the variations as much.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not that it's like bad, but it feels just a little flat sometimes. But
Yeah,
that
yeah.
doesn't mean it's like,
I hear totally what you're saying.
yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't mean it's like awful. It's just
No, no, no.
like the others. You know what? Something's got to be at the bottom. So
Yeah, right.
Exactly. One of them has to be number 12.
one of them's got to be. And so number 11 for me is actually going to be the follow-up to that one, and that's The Ritual from 1992. It's not bad. I think there's a lot of really great songs on this. I like the opening track. Electric Crown. I actually like the ballad too, Return to Serenity, and
Yeah,
Trouble
it's great.
on a track that I really like on this one. Um, Other really good ones, I'd say So Many Lies, Let Go of My World, and Deadline are other ones that I think are pretty good on this one.
Last album with a classic lineup.
That's
Yeah,
right.
that's the one with the classic lineup. That is correct. Number 10 is going to be a more recent album, and that's going to be Brotherhood of the Snake.
Hmm.
I think it's a solid album. I really like the title track. The Pale King and the Number
Hmm.
Game are probably my favorite ones on this. I also really like
Hmm.
Centuries of Suffering, Seven Seals, Neptune Spear, Can of
Hmm.
Business. Um, those songs are really good as well. Number 9 for me, and like Ovi, I thought this was going to be at the bottom for me, but I think I liked it a little bit better going through and doing this exercise. And that's going to be Demonic from 1997.
Hmm.
Um, it's an interesting because, like we were just saying a few moments ago, Eric Peterson is pretty much on guitar. I think there might be one song where someone does a solo on this. I don't know who it is, but it doesn't have the same guitar soloing that you have on all the other Testament albums, but the songs are still really good. I like the opening one, Demonic Refusal, The Burning Times, Hatred Rise, and Distorted Lives are
Yeah.
going to be some of my favorites of this one. John Doe's pretty good, New Eyes of Old, June June. It's still pretty good songs. Number 8, and this is one of those that probably is going to rank higher for other folks, and that's going to be Practice What You Preach from 1989, the third album.
Hmm.
Uh, I don't think it's as good as the two albums that precede it, which we can get to a little bit later on, but it's still a freaking solid album. It's still the original, Testament lineup. Love the title track. I love Sins of Omission, and Nightmare, Coming Back for You, and Perilous
Nice.
Nation are the tracks that I really dig off of this one. Time Is Coming, Greenhouse Effect, the ballad,
Hmm.
Confusion, and Confusion Fusion, that song at the end there. I like those quite a bit as well.
The album is kind of a bassist player's love because the
Yeah,
bass on the
yeah.
album is exquisite. Greg Christian shines through.
Yeah, yeah. No, he's an awesome bassist, and yeah, I know he came back for some of the later albums, but I know he left again too. I think he came back for Formation of Damnation.
Mhm.
Yes.
Which happens to be my number 7 pick, Formation of Damnation. I thought this was I mean, I guess it's kind of a comeback album, but only because it was just so long between that one and The Gathering, even though they did the First Strike Still
Also
Deadly.
back in style. It's more the style that's a comeback.
Yeah, it's more the style, but then there's also, you know, it was a long gap between studio albums as well. But
Yes.
and it's also you have Alex Skolnick back in the fold, so yeah, it
Mhm.
was I think it's a great album. Um More Than Meets the Eye is a great song. The Evil Has Landed, Persecuted Won't Forget, and Henchman
Mhm.
Ride too. I don't know, that song is just so catchy. Title track's really good, Leave Me Forever. Um, all in all, great comeback album and just solid record overall.
The
No
That's
fun
doubt.
thing about Alex Skolnick is that he comes from a really academic home. I believe his parents is very educated. I believe also he is quite educated. So it's
Yeah.
kind of interesting that because he's not from the I'll say the social circle of the trash metal people in general. He's the clean one. He doesn't do anything this or that. He plays guitar like a, I don't know, like a pen,
like a
like
mud.
what's it called, like a
He also I know he's not just like a metal guitar, you know, he does like jazz fusion
yeah.
and
He
Yeah,
is
he's got a jazz
so good.
trio.
jazz though, so he's
Yeah.
not just like a metal like guitar guy. Like he's I mean he's a
I believe he's classically trained.
yeah, but you know he's great and he likes to play with Testaments.
It's the same
Absolutely.
with Cliff Burton is classical trained. It's
Right.
something about those classical trained guys. They stick out
Definitely.
Hmm.
and they make the best albums. So it's kind of yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say that you know what, there's a lot of Testaments that you think it's like kind of an okay song, but then like once you hear like that guitar solo that he does, it seems like lifted up like that much higher. So
Yeah.
Absolutely. Definitely.
mm.
Good ranking, Christian.
Thank you.
So we're gonna get my 12 to 7. And I am gonna start off with one that's obviously higher on your guys' lists. I'm gonna start at number 12 with Low.
Hmm.
And again, I it doesn't suck. It's not a bad album. It's just one I don't reach for quite as often. It's one that when I'm in Testament mode, I have like 6 or 7 that I go for right away and I play them to death. And this one is always the last one I reach for whatever reason. But there's great
I
tunes
can
on
help
here.
you a little bit because it's an album that's experimental album. They have lost their lineup. They are kind of in between things. They haven't really found a style. It's a very strange album. I believe I understand the love-hate relationship to it because it doesn't have a mold. So
Yeah, it's
I can
very true.
understand. I can understand
Yeah,
you.
there's a lot of different things going on with that one.
Absolutely. Yeah. This is where you start hearing Chuck go a little more guttural with his vocals,
Oh
Hmm.
yeah. Yeah.
getting a little more death metal-ish style
Hmm.
into his voice, which I love. I love his growl. It's so cool. You also got James Murphy on guitar,
Hmm.
and you got John Tempesta on drums.
Yeah.
I love Hail
Common
Mary
drummer.
off this one. Fantastic song. I really love Trail of Tears, and I
Hmm.
really love Dog Faced Gods, is probably my
Yep.
favorite track overall on this album. This was really fun to go back and listen to. I was glad to pull this one out and crank it up and get a good fucking workout into it. Fantastic
What did
album. It's
What did you
just
think of track number 9?
the Uratsuki Doji. Yeah,
It's a
it's
bass.
it's it's weird. It's cool.
It's a cool
I get
bass
it. It's
thing.
a cool little interlude. Yeah, there's lots of cool bass shit going on in it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a cool little interlude. Definitely. Yeah. Good album. Just one of them's got to be number 12, and that one's number 12 for me. 11, is going to be Demonic.
Mm.
I feel like this one is very front loaded, personally. I feel like the first half of this album is really great, and then it kind of starts to fall apart a little bit. Again, not a bad one, because there isn't a bad one. It's
I
just
hated it when it came out.
yeah, it took me a little while to get this one. I kind of wasn't really in Testament mode at, when this came out, so it's one that I went back to and was like, "Oh, I'm missing this one from the Testament catalog." But
Because
I was very happy to hear it when I got it.
yeah, because it's kind of flat when you hear it for the first time. It doesn't have any depth at all. But now over the years, you hear beneath the surface. Then you kind of hear things that are buried. So a
Yes.
remix of that album, I think, would have been interesting. Just putting it out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do
It
have
was,
Put on some leads.
I
yeah.
do
It does
have
kind of leap from one track to another almost, it's almost
Yeah.
it's hard to forget what song you're on, But
I have
So it was close to
the
about it, to be
remaster.
honest. Hmm?
I have the remaster of it on cassette, and the remaster actually does it some justice.
It
Uh,
does.
yeah,
Nice.
everything's it's not remixed, it's just remastered, but it does sound better. It's everything pops a little more, and it's got more of a modern sort of production to it. It's really good. So check out the remaster. It's fucking sick.
Yeah, which they altered the artwork too, I believe.
Yeah, the artwork's different. I actually like I like the artwork on the new one a little better.
You gotta go
Uh,
more towards
and
your
the
head.
old one, that's
Yeah,
the original. And I got mine autographed by Gene Hoglan there when I saw them in 2015.
nice.
Yeah, I feel like this one's a little front loaded. I love the Burning Times. That's probably my
Hmm.
favorite track on here. The opener, Demonic Refusal, is fantastic. I like, I don't know if you say it June June or Jun Jun, whatever. That's a killer tune, and John Doe is fantastic. The
Yeah.
first half of this one is fucking great, brutal. So that takes me to number 10, right? 12, 11, 10 is going to be Practice What You Preach. Um, Another one that I really don't reach for often, but when I do, I really like what's on here. Um, Time is Coming is so catchy. I like that one a lot. The chorus is so good. The opener on this is the title track, and it's fantastic. Greenhouse Effect is really cool. I like the lyrics to that one. And I really love Nightmare Coming Back to You is such a vicious goddamn song. It's
Mm.
almost to me kind of a little sort of Megadeth-y. It's just got that really like fast, like go for the throat thrash metal thing going on for it. Love that too. I actually
To
wish
ask
they would
you,
do that
James, as a bass player, James, is it pick or finger played?
definitely finger played. I don't think Greg Christian used a pick very often, if at
Oh,
all.
okay, because it has a very sharp bass sound to it. That album.
It does. Yeah, he's got heavy fingers, man. He picks hard with his fingers. So number 9, speaking of Greg Christian, is going to be the last album that he performed on with Testament, and that's Dark Roots of Earth.
Yeah.
It took me a little bit to get into this one when it first came out. It didn't click with me immediately. It took me a few listens. But after a few listens, a bunch of these songs really kicked me in my ass. I love Native Blood. Fantastic goddamn song there. I like
Mm.
the title track so much. True American Hate is such a good, brutal song. And I like the opener, Rise Up. It's a great opener on this one. Fantastic album.
It's the
And yeah,
first album that it's the first album that Chuck really digs into his native uh, kind of like his roots.
yes, absolutely. Yeah, good. And I like the I have the deluxe edition, So it's
Mhm.
got Dragon Attack, which is a
Yes.
Queen cover. It's
Yeah.
got Animal Magnetism, which is a Scorpions cover, and a really great cover of Power Slay from Iron Maiden. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Actually, um, when I saw them live 2022, they opened the show with Rise Up.
Yes, when I saw them open for Slayer in 2018 on Slayer's retirement tour, they
Mhm.
opened with Rise Up as well.
A little interesting thing there. I was talking with Ralph last night, and he saw them back in '87 opening for Slayer, and he saw them at the L'Amour's, I think, in 11th or 12th of April '87, and those he saw them on the 12th. But the 11th was the first ever concert they did under the Testament name. So they
Oh wow.
opened, they started under Slayer. So it's kind of cool that they ended with Slayer's ending too.
Yeah, it's cool. That's awesome. All right, so we got 12, 11, 10, 9. Number 8 for me is going to be the most recent album, Titans of Creation.
Hmm.
It had been a while since I busted this one out, so for this activity, I've really appreciated going back to this one. I like this album a lot, man. Children of the Next Level is a great album opener. I like Dream Deceiver a lot. Night of the Witch is so cool, great
Hmm.
lyrically and musically. And I really also like Ishtar's Gate. Great tune off here. Yeah, just it sucks to see Gene Hoglan go, but he went out with a goddamn bang with this one, man. This is he's got some great drum shit going on in this record, and I really appreciate it. But I love the new kid, man. I saw them with the new kid, Eric Dovis, and he's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm kind of interesting to. I'm looking forward to the new album
Me
uh,
too.
because I think having a less seasoned drummer might be make the album, because I feel this the Titans of Creation and Brotherhood of the Snake, they are so good musically, but it kind of takes away them, I know, songwriting abilities, because it's so good, it's so well written. It lacks that little breathing room of creation.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. No,
So
I'm
I'm
sure the
looking
new
forward to
album's
that
gonna
new
kick
drummer,
ass.
to that new album.
Absolutely. So then my number 7 is going to be the debut, The Legacy.
Hmm.
Great album. It's just one of them's got to be number 7. There's 6 other ones I like just a little bit more than this one. Over the Wall, who doesn't love that? Burnt Offerings, Raging Waters, First Strike is Deadly, Apocalyptic City. There's not a bad moment on this. It's a
Hmm.
fantastic debut thrash album. I would put this up against Slayer's debut. I'd put it up against Anthrax's debut. I'd put it up against Megadeth and even Metallica's debut. It's a fantastic debut thrash album. I fucking love this one. And it's great. I've gotten to see them do this album in full twice. Um, I saw them last year, and they did this album in full, and then I got to open for them in 2000 and drum roll please 2008 when they were touring for Formation of Damnation. I
Hmm.
got to open for them at the Webster Theater in Hartford, and they did that album in full. They were touring with Unearth, which was killer. Unearth
Oh
was fucking
wow,
awesome. Yeah, it
that's
was a
kind of
great
an
show.
interesting mix there,
Yeah, it was a great show. Unearth was fucking unbelievable.
and they are.
And Testament did The Legacy in full, and then gave you a bunch of like a mix of hits afterwards, and it was fucking incredible. So yeah, I love watching them do that one. It's fucking great. So there's the bottom half. Let's go for the top half. 6-1. What do you got, Ovi?
Right, right. Well, my number 6 is gonna be Formation of Damnation. This album, kind of, when I was going through all this, is the second surprise I got from After Demonic. because I got this album when it came out. I got the double disc with a DVD and stuff because they were on Nuclear Blast, so they had like kind of very good like box sets and kind of like, because this was back in 2000s when Nuclear Blast was a good label. The songs, the guitar work, and it's like you notice that the gang is back. You just feel it because it's so good. It's like it's like going back to something that you can do in your sleep. And I like The Danger of the Faithless. I like Leave Me Forever, but the Formation of Damnation title track, the outro on that song is so good. It's so
Yeah.
heavy. It got all the things that we love about Testament. Number 5 is going to be The Legacy, Over the World, Apocalyptic City, Raging Waters. I mean, it's such a great album. It's so cool. I haven't gotten around to listen to the remasters because I know the two first albums have gotten remasters, but it's just the first album is so well produced and it's so good. So I haven't dared to listen to the remasters yet, but I mean, the only thing kind of maybe is the album cover is kind of meh.
Yeah, not
I
the greatest album cover.
I know that the figurine that Eric Peterson has, the tattoo of the figurine in the middle there. He has had that since 86, 87, Eric Peterson. And I guess he's the one that started the band, so that's fair.
Yeah, that's the
Number 4 is going to be The New World Order. This is the album they got forced into the studio way too early. That's why we got 3 instrumentals, because they haven't done the songs done. Chuck Billy hasn't had the chance to write in the lyrics. So it's ironically, it's a half done album. It's not even done. So, but the songs that are done are so great. I imagine if they have waited for 2-3 months more, so they actually could have finished the 3 songs that are half finished, what an album it would have been. But I guess they were the young label, they were interested in getting things out. The artwork is so cool because that skull over the earth, I remember when I was a kid, that was so cool. It's like, because when you just look at it, it looks like just like the world, but when you actually see the thing over the earth, it's so good. And it's like the new order. It's like something coming over the earth. And the logo, I mean, the logo is phenomenal. The songs I like the best are The New Order, The Preacher, but the best song for me is the Day of Reckoning. That is really the song that's really solid. Number 3 is going to be The Ritual. I love The Ritual. I've listened to The Ritual so many times. I'm like, there was no like, oh, that was on this album, this was this album. It's one of those albums you know every note of, in a way. Even though I'm not a musician, I feel like I know every part of that album. uh Electric Crown, of course. This is probably the album that Chuck Billy shows his best vocal skills on, because he sings so well on this album. Electric Crown, of course. I like the sermon, but the track that's really is As the Seasons Gray. Right in the
Yeah.
middle there,
Good
right?
song.
It's so good. Number 2 for me is going to be Low. Low was the first album I ever got of Testament. I bought it back in '94 with Euthanasia, Megadeth, and Metallica Black Album, and Pantera Far Beyond Driven. That was my first ever metal albums I bought by my own
Wow.
money.
Nice.
And Low for me is my first impression of Testament. So for me to go back in those days was kind of weird, because those previous albums, when you're starting at Low and you haven't heard nothing before, you're 13 years old, you haven't heard anything as brutal as this before, and you start to go back. Uh, it took me a time to enjoy them as much as I should have, because for me back then they were kind of soft.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, I can
because
see that.
it was so funny because back in those days it's like soft or hard. That's it. You that's all you need. Is it if it's more is if it's harder than the previous album is good, but if it's softer, it's kind of you kind of steer away from it. Something I guess it's normal for that age, but yeah, but I love albums now, of course. Legions in Hiding, Trail of Tears, Chasing Fear for me is the ultimate track on this one. So then it comes to my favorites. I was ditching school. I've stole money from my mom. I took the bus down to the city and I bought Practice What You Preach.
Nice.
I was probably 14 or 15 at the time, I think, when I bought it. I bought it for $10. And it was those in the days when the albums had decent prices. And I mean, it was so hard because I love this album so much. It's their most technical album, and I feel also another album that's been there kind of pushed into the studio because you have a few songs that haven't been written lyrics to that are shorter, but it's little better because New Order they have least more not as much time. Practice What You Preach they have gotten a week more or something. It feels like because they have fleshed out more.
Right.
I liked some number three, I guess, the Prolestination, um, the ballad. I mean, I love the ballad. It's the first song that you hear Chuck Billy's range.
Yes.
Even though the video is kind of sappy at times, I mean, it's just the build up of that song. You guys have seen the music video for the ballad?
Yes, definitely.
I
Um,
think I've seen that one. Not that I
Well,
remember.
it's Chuck Billy is sitting at a cafe breaking up with his girlfriend, and he watches her go out, and there's another guy that gives her not as a good time, and it's kind of like I don't know, but it's such a good song. I feel this song is the first song we really hear their musical talent come through, because that's the two good thing with thrash metal ballads. You really hear their musical skills.
Yes. Agreed.
But my favorite Testament songs of all time is Sins of Omission. That cool guitar in the beginning, and it's just yeah, Sins of Omission for me is the ultimate Testament song. I guess it's kind of a staple in the live albums in the live sets too. For you guys that have heard them live, I haven't actually seen Testament live. That's kind of interesting.
I've never heard them do that one. I
Neither
don't
have
know
I.
if that's something that they've done recently, but I've actually never heard them do
Yeah,
that
they
song.
are on the
Be cool if they did
spoken
though.
for now. They have done like a spoken word kind of thing with Practice What You Preach. They play a Practice What You Preach song, then they talk between the songs about the song, and then they go to the next one.
Oh yeah, that's right. I think they did that like a couple years ago, or maybe even last year or something. Yeah,
Yeah,
I saw that they were doing all the practice. Yeah, that's fucking cool. I bet that was great live.
yeah. I wish I've seen it, but I don't think they were here. But yeah, that's my number 6-1.
Nice. All right, Christian, what do you got? 6-1.
6-1. All right. So my number 6 pick is going to be Dark Roots of Earth from 2012. I think
Oh,
there's
nice.
a lot of great riffing, a lot of cool solos, a lot of varied songs on this. Opening track Rise Up is killer, the title track. True American Hate, and Last Stand for Independence, that's a freaking killer song.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I really like Native Blood, A Day in the Death, Cold Embrace, Throne of Thrones. Those are also some other songs that are really good on this one, and I think that pretty much lists off almost the whole album there. The cover songs are pretty cool too, as James was saying before. The Queen, the Scorpions, and Maiden covers. So
Hell yeah.
if you haven't heard them, check them out. So coming up to number 5, it's going to be The Gathering from 1999.
Oh, nice.
Yes, I think it's pretty awesome that they got Dave Lombardo to come do a record with them. Actually, one of the cool. So when they toured in 2022, when I saw them, Dave Lombardo was actually filling in on drums on that tour. So it was pretty cool to see that. And they actually did do the opening track DNR, and they did that in their set list, which was pretty badass. So yeah, that's one of my favorite songs on there. Down for Life is good. True Believer, Legions of the Dead, and Full of, I don't know if I'm saying it, Sipeldome or Sipeldome.
Yes.
But those are really killers. And I like True Believer almost sounds like something that could have belonged on one of like the earlier albums. But the rest of this is like more of that kind of death metal kind of vibe to it. But
It's also groovier too. It's
yeah,
almost Pantera-y in parts.
yeah. But yeah, great album overall. Number
Absolutely.
4 for me is actually going to be Titans of Creation. I know it's the last, well, soon to be their second to last album that they put out, but I don't know. I just, something about this just really grabs me. I love the opening track, Children of the Next Level. And I don't know if anyone's seen the video for that, where it's like it's like this cartoon. It's freaking cool. It's like a cartoon about the
Heaven's Gate.
Heavens, yes. I was trying to think, to think of the name of the cult that they were thought they were gonna get on a spaceship or something, and yeah, that guy. And if anyone remembers when that was going on back in about 97 or 98, maybe about that time frame, being the cult leader in those videos, he's just a really weird looking, creepy looking dude, but it's kind of cool to see that in the video. It'd be one of those videos you're almost afraid to watch with like young kids around because of like the cartoon, like they would like, they might like find interest in it, but it's like no, they're actually, it's a cult like killing themselves to go to outer space. But still a cool video. Also on that album, World War III, I think is great. Night of the Witch is awesome. Code of Hammurabi, Curse of Osiris, Ishtar's Gate. There really isn't, I don't think, a bad song on this album. Most everything on there is really good. And I kind of like it almost feels like a concept album because all these lyrics about these kind of, ancient religion, ancient mythology type of things with Curse of Osiris and Ishtar's Gate. And I don't know, I just thought it was kind of interesting lyrical topics. And, I'm wondering it doesn't sound like
Billy has probably been smoking some medicinal herbs and digging into the history books.
Definitely.
Yeah. So that comes to my number 3. That's going to be Low from 1994.
Nice.
I knew Ovi would like that one. I think it's I guess it's kind of a strange spot because it's the first one, without the original lineup, but they brought in James Murphy on guitar. I think he does. I think he fills in really good on this. And there's just some really great songs. I mean, the title track's great, Hail Mary, Trail of Tears, Dogface God, All I Could Bleed, Chasing Fear, are pretty awesome. And instrumental track is pretty cool too, like we were saying before. It's that kind of proggy little bass thing going on, but it works good as an interlude. And there's just, and so reading up on this, Eric Peterson said that when they went in the studio to do this album, the record label told them they had to do an alternative album because that was what was, selling or what was popular at the time. So Eric Peterson said, okay, we'll do alternative. And his version of alternative was a song Dogface God. So there you go.
There you go.
I didn't know that. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So that leaves me with the number 2 and number 1, which
you got Steve Diageo on bass.
What's that?
Steve Diageo on bass.
On Low, or I thought it was still Greg.
Oh wait, sorry.
Yeah, no, Greg Christian plays bass on Low.
He does, yeah. That's what I thought too.
Yep. Yeah.
I just read on the wrong page. Yeah.
Could be.
It was Greg Christian. Greg Christian is phenomenal. I wish he hadn't had those health problems.
Yeah. No, he's a great bass player, and yeah. they got Steve DiGiorgio playing on, you know, the more recent one. So I mean,
Yeah.
he's great too. So I mean, they're both,
Giorgio fucking rules.
yeah.
Atlas.
Number two, it's going to be the New Order, 1988. Phenomenal album. Eerie Inhabitants, The New Order, Into the Pit, Disciples of the Watch, The Preacher. I also really like the Nobody's Fault. You know, when I first heard it, I didn't realize it was an Aerosmith cover, but that's just a cool song. It's kind of a cool video too. Like they're kind of like I don't know if you guys seen the video for them. It's like the beginners, like they're kind of like goofing off like backstage or something.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a cool video.
But yeah, I liked it. And that leaves number one. It's got to be The Legacy. I don't know. There's just not a bad moment. It's just like James was saying before. It's an awesome debut. Over the Wall, Burn Offerings, Raging Waters, First Strike is Deadly. I really like the song Do or Die. It's not one that always gets talked, but to me, that's just such a catchy song. And when I saw them last fall, their set was basically the first two albums, and when that one came on, I rushed into the pit for that one. So it was good to hear that in a live setting. But yeah, and of course that's the shirt I'm wearing tonight. This is a shirt I got at the show. So
Yeah.
oh, 6 to
You know,
1.
there you go. Great ranking. You know, speaking of Do or Die, that's the only song on the album that has a songwriting credit from Chuck Billy.
Interesting. I didn't realize that.
There you go.
There's another song too that has the Ramirez guy. I think was on guitar before Skolnick.
Yes. Yeah, and Steve Souza has a couple of credits
Yeah.
on it as well. So 6 to 1. 6 to 1. Number 6 is going to be The Ritual for me. I love this one. I know this sometimes is looked at by purists as the commercial Testament record. Fair enough. Whatever. I just think
by the studio.
I think it's a great collection of songs. I think it's produced extremely well. And there's lots of catchy shit on this, man.
Yeah.
Electric Crown, I don't know how that wasn't a bigger song. It's just such a goddamn good song.
Music video.
Yeah, great music video too. Let Go of My World is another huge one off this one for me. I love that track. Seasons Gray, Ovi mentioned that one before. I love that tune as well. And I really love Return to Serenity, man.
Yeah.
I am a sucker for Testament's ballads. I think Testament are great when they mellow out and, you know, put on the clean guitars and Chuck sings clean. He just sounds so good. And the whole band is just great at throwing a ballad together, man. I'm kind of hoping, I'm probably hoping for something that's not going to happen, but I'm hoping the new album, Parabellum, which comes out on October 10th, I'm hoping there's a ballad on it because it's been a while since we've gotten a ballad from Testament. So I'm kind of hoping that there's one in the mix. If there isn't, whatever, I'll deal with it, but kind of hoping that there's a ballad.
Just for you that like ballads a lot, did you get live at the Fillmore in '95?
No, I don't own that one.
Because there's an acoustic version of Trail of Tears there. I think you will love.
Oh, I got to check that out. Absolutely, I'm going to check.
Like a bonus track.
I'm going to dig that one up. So we got 6-5 from me. This is really cool. So I loved this album when it first came out, and digging it out for this exercise because I hadn't listened to it in quite a while. Digging it out for this exercise, it busted into my top 5. I had to. I just worked out to it yesterday and was blown away by every goddamn second of music on it. I love Brotherhood of the Snake. I think this is the best of their current era. I think every single second of music on this is fucking perfect. I love this album.
Nice.
The Numbers Game, there's a breakdown at the end of that makes me want to fucking destroy things. It's just so filthy. I love Cannabis, of course, because I am one who participates in the ingestion of leafy green medicinal herbs. Born in
Hmm.
a Rut is so good. So good. Such a catchy song. The chorus in that is ridiculous. And the way this album opens with Brotherhood of the Snake, The Pale King, and Stronghold just really grabs you by the throat and slams you up against the fucking wall. This is a fantastic, underrated Testament album. I remember watching a making of for this on YouTube, and I think it was either Chuck or Eric Peterson that said they were kind of like forced through the process of this album too fast, and they
Right,
felt
right,
like some of
right.
the songs were like half baked. I mean,
Mhm.
if this is half baked Testament, I'll take it every goddamn time. This is really good. Vicious riffs, vicious drumming from Gene Hoglan. I think this is the underrated gem in Testament's catalog.
I believe Eric Pedersen is sitting in his home, and he has kind of like long windows behind him when he talks about that.
Yes. Yeah, I think he says like the label kind of was like rushing, like, hurry up, guys, get this fucking album done. So,
Mhm.
Mhm.
like I said, if that's what Testament gives you when they're rushing through it, I'll take it every time.
Seems to be a story of their career. It seems like it's happened, like we were saying with, was it the New Order or some of their other like
Yeah, New
albums?
Order,
Yeah,
Practice What You Preach, also Black, they are all like bam, 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 bam.
Yeah.
yeah, definitely. But I'll take it every time. So we got 654. Number 4 for me uh, is an album that's really kind of close to my heart, and that's Formation of Damnation.
Yes, sir.
Um, this album's really special to me because I got to open for them twice on this tour. Um, this album came out and they were doing a meet and greet at Vintage Vinyl Record Store in Fords, New Jersey. So you see all the autographs all over it. Maybe it's kind of hard to see with the light reflecting.
No, it's gray, so it's difficult to see.
Um, so I got my band on the bill with them at the Chance in Poughkeepsie. And about a week and a half, 2 weeks before that show, they did a meet and greet for this album at a record store in New Jersey. Me and my girlfriend and my lead guitar player in the band at that point went down and met them. And we had flyers for the fucking gig and everything. And my band had just finished recording our album with Billy Graziati from Biohazard in New Jersey. So I made like, we didn't have pressed finalized CDs yet. So I made a copy of the CD and like printed out the cover and made like a homemade version of it and got on the line, talked to all the guys, stopped at Chuck Billy, and I was like, dude, I'm in this band. We're opening for you guys. Here's our album. We just finished recording it with Billy from Biohazard. And he was, grabbed the CD. He's like, yeah, I'm going to listen to it. So, day of the show comes, and we get to the chance and we're loading in. And sound guy's like, yo, go upstairs, give your, leftover tickets and your money to Frank and stuff. He goes, you guys are going on right before Testament. Chuck Billy said he wanted Left in Ruins to go on right before Testament. And we were blown away by that. Like,
Mm.
we're all looking at each other like, dude, really? Chuck fucking really like went to them and said they want us to go on right before Testament. That was so cool. That's why this album, of course, musically is fantastic, but because of that memory and that tie to him, that's just so fucking. He's such a nice guy. I've met him
Yeah.
several times. I've hung out with him several times. He's such a good dude. And the fact that he did that for me and for my band, I'll never forget Yeah, there you go. That's a cool picture. That's a very
Yeah, that
cool
was in
picture.
2020. That was at outside of the Webster in Hartford.
Nice.
Yeah,
He's
That's
a big
awesome.
Chuck is kind of tall, isn't he?
yeah, oh yeah,
He
he's
is. Yeah, he's a tall dude. He's a very tall dude. And like I said, a nice guy. So anyway, enough of greasing his pole. Let's get to the music on this one. More Than Meets the Eye, fantastic fucking single off this. The Evil Has Landed is a great 9/11 related song, which I really love. Title track Formation of Damnation is fantastic.
Mhm.
And as Christian said before, Henchman Ride. What a catchy, vicious thrash song. Love it. So good. So that's going to be my number, what? Yeah, four is Formation of Damnation. My number three, Souls Black. I really like this one. It's very polished, but it's the second Testament album I ever owned. So
Mhm.
it's an intro to the band for me. And I like polished thrash metal, man. I
I know
like
you do.
stuff that's produced well, and I don't know. I find a lot of these songs really catchy. Face in the Sky is a fantastic song. The title track, Souls of Black, is so good. Malpractice is a fantastic one. And I love The Legacy. Here we go with the ballads again. The Legacy is such a good ballad, man. The first time I ever heard that song, it made me cry. It's just a really good, heart wrenching fucking ballad, man. Fantastic tune. And again, the cover art, so good,
Mhm.
so creepy, so ominous. It almost looks like a death metal band's album cover. It's fucking great, man. Fantastic one.
That's something they lost after that album. Their artwork didn't become great until Formation again.
Yeah, that's kind of true. Even though I sort of like the cover for my number two, and this is the reissue
Yeah.
cover. I like this artwork better than the original. But yeah, my number two is The Gathering. I really feel like this is where Testament kind of fucking kicks the door in and goes, "Hey, the fucking boys are back in town, man." Just vicious drumming from Dave Lombardo, vicious riffing. You got James Murphy back. You got Steve DiGiorgio on bass with this one. There's not a dull moment to be had on this record.
no.
Um, DNR, Down for Life, True Believer, 3 Days of Darkness in 2012. Oh, I want to get in the pit when that fucking comes on. Legions of the Dead, Careful What You Wish For. Love that one because it's got kind of like a Black Sabbathy, almost stoner riff to it that like really like skipping fucking bluesy thing going on in that. So good, man. So goddamn good. And I've read interviews from Chuck where he believes that this was kind of the comeback for Testament. This is where he feels like they were like, all right, fuck you guys, we're back. Like, this is Testament coming back. And I kind of really fucking agree. I just think this is a fantastic record. It's a shame that they could only keep Lombardo around for one. I was hoping when Lombardo came back that they would be able to hold on to him for another record, but I kind of got the feeling that Dave Lombardo might be the problem there. Kind of get that vibe.
Yeah.
Allegedly, just my opinion. So that leaves one more. My number one is The New Order.
Mhm.
Yes.
First Testament album I ever owned. First Testament album I was ever exposed to. I was probably 13 when I first heard this. The dude who lived upstairs from me that was teaching me how to play guitar and
Right,
teaching
right,
me
right.
all kinds of shit about thrash metal gave me this and told me to make a copy of it. And man, I got two songs in and was like, all right, let me stop this tape and grab a blank. I got to make a copy of this. and I played this to death, man. Um, New Order, fantastic song. Trial by Fire, Into the Pit, Disciples of the Watch, Obey, so good. And like Christian said, the cover of Nobody's Fault is so good. So good. And I love the Aerosmith version, but they really make it their own on this.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I really feel like this is kind of prime Testament. Young, hungry fucking thrash band trying to get it going. Fantastic album, man. I could listen to this and have listened to it a million times. I could listen to it a million more. It never gets old for me. And I really like the instrumental, man. I love musical depth. Is fucking great. It just, shows off how good these dudes are at their fucking instruments. It's fantastic. So there you go. There's my
Yeah,
6-1, kids.
and they couldn't tour too long on the Gathering either because Chuck Billy got that cancer in 2001.
That's right. Chuck Billy got sick during that whole era right there. And thankfully, he pulled through that. I have the DVD of Testament live in London.
Yeah, I got that one
And
too.
there's a cool, like, little interview segment with him where he talks about being sick during that time. Talks about what
He
happened
believes
during that whole
he
period.
believes that the medicinal herbs is the thing that got him through it.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
I got
Weed
the Souls of Black
cures, man.
DVD I got, and I wish they would release the video for live at Eindhoven, is it? Or there is a
Yes.
live album from like EP from '87 or something. I wish they would release. I'm not sure if they released the whole. I think they released the whole show on CD, but I don't know if they released the video.
Yeah, there's the live Eindhoven thing. I don't know if there's a DVD for it, but it's definitely on CD and I think cassette too.
And '93, you had that Return to Apocalyptic City with like some live and
Right.
some studio stuff. It's kind of fun artwork because it's such a yeah interesting artwork.
Yeah, it's cool artwork. And
The
Paul
one with the dude's
Bostaff
getting
on
his face ripped
drums.
up.
Huh?
Is that the artwork where the dude's getting his face ripped off or something? Ripped
Yeah.
up?
Yeah, it almost is like Cannibal Corpsey with like the
Yeah.
guy's flesh coming off
Yeah,
his
it's a pretty
face
cool
and
one.
shit. Yeah. Yeah, Paul
This-
Bostaff plays drums on
Really?
that. That's
Cool.
right.
This was
Cool.
a tough discography to rank, to be honest, because
Agreed.
Yeah.
like
Agreed.
for like my top two, it was like flip flopping back and forth, and then it's like I listened to all the albums once. I'm like, okay, listen to them again. I'm like, actually, no, I think this one's here. This one's here. I could if I go and listen to all these again tomorrow. My this is one of those, right? It could probably change.
Yeah. I feel like if we did this a year from now, my 12-1 would be, well, my 12 to like 6 would probably be different.
Yeah. Well, if it's a year from now, it'll be 13 because they got the new record coming out next month. So
That's right.
that could
Go get
that's
it,
gonna be a
kids.
game changer too.
Go get it, kids. Parabellum comes out October 10th on Nuclear Blast Records.
The song they put out is freaking killer.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's it called?
They
Infanticide
watched.
AI, right? Fucking
Yeah. They
great
watched. They
song.
watched Evil Dead Rise. They watched that movie and they wrote it afterwards.
Oh, cool. I didn't realize that was the muse for the
No, they
song. That's awesome.
they are just sit down and watch Evil Dead Rise, and then they wrote the song. He was the drummer. He has a play drums playthrough of the new song, and he talks a little about it on Nuclear Blast, the YouTube channel.
Oh, cool. I'm gonna look at that later. Excellent. So this was fun, guys.
It was.
Looking forward to the next one. Fucking Testament rules for Christian from Connecticut, for Ovi from Norway, and for yours truly, also from Connecticut. Hey, hit that like and subscribe right there. Like if you're watching this and you haven't liked and subscribed yet, What are you doing? Hit like and subscribe. Come on.
Ranked albums, talk about shows you've been to in the comment section. We love to read.
Yes, I love reading the comments. I even love reading the troll comments. So if you think I fucking suck, please tell me. I appreciate it. But
Yeah.
especially, I want to see your ranking of the Testament albums. So get in there in the comments section and tell me what you think should be 12-1. How about that? All right, kids, we're out. We'll see you guys again soon, hopefully. And yeah, have a good night. Rock the fuck on. Later.